Good afternoon and welcome to another installment of the Uplift with Vision. I'm Reverend Patti Paris and I am here today to pray you in and talk about things spiritual. But we're going to pray first. I know that God is all there is. I know that there is this eternal one, the beloved, who is just love. Only love. That is what it is. We know that that is what we have come from, and that is what we return to, and we remember who we are all along the way when we remember the love that is seeking to express itself as us in form. We know and accept that God is all there is. We know and accept that it is whole, perfect, and complete, and we know and accept we are that. We are that. That Spirit has so loved itself into form. That Spirit has so desired to express itself in form, and we are that. So we know whatever qualities we attribute to God, whether it be abundance or beauty or balance or love or joy or order or peace, we know that those are qualities of us because Spirit has absolutely invested itself in all of its creations, never ever being absorbed by the creation or diminished. We know that all life everywhere is some part of the whole life of God. We are that, and so it is. Good afternoon. Welcome to Friday afternoon. I'm calling today the number four for Friday, because I wanted to talk more about talking. And yesterday we discussed Marshall Rosenberg's work, Nonviolent Communication, and I've been going back through my bookcase trying to pull out those books that were really valuable to us for to increase our communication skills. And so the four that I am referring to today are the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And so I wanted to go over those with us again because it's just so valuable for us to remember them and to remember how we can make ourselves better communicators. We can seek to understand and be understood even in higher and higher levels. So let's talk about the Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. And the first agreement is be impeccable with your word, right? You remember that. Be impeccable with your word. Agreement number 2, don't take anything personally. Agreement 3, don't make assumptions. And agreement 4, always do your best. And then, of course, several years later, Don Miguel Ruiz created the fifth book, The Fifth Agreement. And the fifth agreement states, be skeptical, but learn to listen. And that brings me back to what we talked about yesterday with the nonviolent communication. Seek to listen, seek to be open-hearted in our listening, so we are really with each other when we are expressing our point of view and what's on our minds. The Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind said this. He said, the mind which condemns understands not the truth of being, and the heart which would shut the door of its bosom to one who is mistaken strangles its own life, closing its eyes to a greater vision. The biggest life is the one that includes the most. So this is really what we seek to do in life, right? We don't seek to close down. We do seek to open up, to absolutely be in relationship with all life everywhere. So agreement number 1, be impeccable with your word. This is about how we show up in the world, how we show up in the world. It is about staying in integrity with ourselves, right? Do what you say you're going to do. Say what you say in honesty and truth. Don't say it if it's not true. Don't speak words of gossip or harm to others. Don't lay your judgment over top of other people. I'm reminded of the 10 Commandments. I know in the 9th commandment about thou shalt not bear false witness, right? I think it's the 9th one. They're listed different ways depending on what Christian religion and or what religion you are. They're listed in different order. I think the Catholic version is slightly different than the Christian version, which is slightly different from the Torah. But whatever, so maybe it's 9th in the book I read. But this idea of not bearing false witness, now that doesn't mean just only don't lie about people, but bearing false witness is really about when we judge others, when we reduce someone else to like a singular behavior or a single attribute, or we just kind of reduce them to a, you know, that guy's a real pain, or that woman's really bossy, or, you know, oh, that guy is so great, I love him, he's so great, he's so funny. But when we reduce someone to just one aspect of their behavior, that is also bearing false witness. So this first agreement about being impeccable with your word, speak truth. Speak truth. If it's not true, don't say it. I think it's that simple, and I think it's that difficult, right? Yeah. So the agreement number 2, don't take anything personally. I love this. Terry Cole Whitaker wrote an entire book about this, right? What was the name of it? What you think of me is none of my business, right? What you think of me is none of my business. And that's what really this is about. What others say about you is a projection of their own reality. It's coming out of their dream, the dream that they're having about their life and your role in it. So anything that anybody can say about you is their projection on you. Don't ever take it seriously, right? Don't ever take it personally. It's not you, it's them. It is their evaluation, their judgment, their condemnation, whatever, right? Don't take it personally. When it says here, and I think this comes out of the book, The 4 Agreements, when you are immune to the opinions of you, you do not stay a victim of their judgment. And that's really what we want to do, isn't it? We are moving through those kingdoms of consciousness. And we know kingdom 1 is the kingdom of, the world is done to us. We have no control. We have no power. So everybody has power over us. That kingdom 1 is the kingdom of the victim. So it is upon us to move through that kingdom into a higher level of seeing. And this don't take it personally is absolutely the way to move from kingdom 1 thinking into kingdom 2. So agreement number 3, don't make assumptions. And we were talking about this one yesterday, right? We were just talking about this, that Robert McCluskey quote about, I know you think you understand what you thought I said, but I'm not sure you realize that what you heard is not what I meant. That perfectly sums up, don't make assumptions. Because we don't know what another person means by what they say when they're saying it to us until we question it. We have to question it. So don't make assumptions. Define your words. Define your words. What does it mean? Ask clarifying questions when you're having a conversation. Don't just automatically assume you understand what they're saying, right? Because they can be using words and have a totally different definition of those words than you do. So this idea of seek to understand. And then, of course, it works the other way as well. Seek to be understood. So explain yourself in such a way that when someone reflects back to you what they think that they heard you say, or what they think you meant by what you said, and then you can, confirm it or go, no, that's not quite it yet, and continue to have that conversation, right? Yeah, that's really what it's about. And then agreement 4, always do your best. I like this one. Always do your best. I mean, we can make a habit of always doing our best and know that our best is different on different days. Gee, it can be different times during the day, right? I mean, there are all kinds of situations in which our best may or may not be our best at another point in time. I go back to the HALT, the acronym HALT, when we're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, right? Our best could be something decidedly different from when we are happy and well-rested and well-fed and engaged. That will be a different best. And to just allow whatever that best is to be just it, Whatever our best is our best in that moment. And to not shame ourselves that, oh, I could have done better, that no, in that moment, that was my best. And to really feel in your heart that, yeah, it was, if you look at that, you go, yeah, that was the best I could do at that time, Ralph Waldo Emerson had a quote, let me read it. Let me just read the exact words here. It says, finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. And that's what I think this agreement number 4 is about. Always do your best. Yeah, sometimes you're going to just mess up. Sometimes your best is the unskilled behavior that leaked out all over someone. But that may have been your best in that moment. You know? So you come to terms with that, and you break it down, and you see why you could do better next time. Right? But not to shame and blame yourself, not to guilt yourself into, oh God, I'm a horrible person, you know? No, you did the best that way. Wrap it up, be done with it, and know that you can have a different response at a different time. You know, you can have a higher response. You can be more aware, more awake, more compassionate with yourself and with the person in which you're interacting with. And so now agreement number 5, this was a whole separate book, right? He introduced this one several years later. Be skeptical, but learn to listen. And like I said, I go back to that nonviolent communication book when I think about this. We seek to understand, and we seek to be understood. You know, don't believe anything just because someone said it. You know, there's a Buddha quote that says that. It really isn't the Buddha. You have to look that up. There's like a website called fakebuddhaquotes.com. Really, I'm not kidding. He didn't really say that, right? Don't listen to anybody, don't, you know. But the idea of questioning everything you hear, I think, is really good, solid advice, you know. Don't take it on as truth if maybe it's someone's opinion. Maybe it's someone's facts about a situation. And we know facts change all the time as well. So we don't want to believe anything. We don't want to take on anything without really doing our own research. And some of that research is even just going in with our own heart. Going into our own heart, how does this feel with me? How does this resonate with me? What is the truth for me in this particular situation? Does it apply? You know, is it true? Is it truth with a capital T? Is it true for the me I am today? You know, sometimes we can be raised thinking things from childhood that may or may not be truth. They may or may not be facts. They could just be somebody's opinions that we have taken on as truth over the years. And when we come to a teaching like this, when we come to a philosophy of the science of mind and spirit, we come to a philosophy that teaches us to awaken to our spiritual magnificence, to awaken, to use the tools of this practical spirituality to transform our lives. This is one of the ways we do it, is by questioning maybe things that we have believed to be true all along that maybe were just someone else's opinions, you know, and even if they were our opinions of what we think is true, is it truth with a capital T? Is it just true? Is it true for the me I am today? Is it true for the me? And if it's not, if you've outgrown that opinion or that belief of what you think is so, what do you want to replace it with? Because that is another whole conversation that you want to have with yourself. Is this, you know, if it doesn't support me, if it doesn't meet my needs any longer, then what do I want to replace it with? Ernest Holmes said this in the Science of Mind textbook. We should think of our spirit as being some part of universal spirit, and of our minds as being open to divine influx. As any specific knowledge must come from the center of all knowledge, it follows that whenever and wherever the mind of human is open to the divine influx, it will receive instruction directly from the center and source of all. Science, invention, art, literature, philosophy, and religion have one common center from which, through experience, is drawn all knowledge. Goes back to core concept 1, doesn't it? I think everything goes back to core concept 1. There is one life. It is God. It is fully expressing all of its qualities in all living things everywhere. And we are that. As all life everywhere is that. Some expression, some undifferentiated expression of all life. We are one. Let's pray out. Giving great thanks for this time spent together, knowing our oneness, knowing that there is only one life. It is the life of God's. It is whole, perfect, and complete. It is our life right here, right now. And all of the delicious and juicy qualities of God are qualities of us. The joy, the love, the wisdom, the harmony. It is just all us, the power, the peace, the beauty, the balance, the order. Everything that we think of as God, we know flows through us, as us in the world, changing the conditions around us, uplifting our lives and uplifting the lives of those around us. As we walk in spirit, as we shine our light bright, we know and accept we shine it for those around us, to transform in our presence, to absolutely awaken to the magnificence that they are, and on and on and on, until the globe is awakened, until all of humanity is awakened. We do the work in spirit, in love, and in joy, and so it is. So glad that you joined me today. From my heart to yours, Vision, we are one. I'm just so happy to be doing these uplifts, and I'm so happy that you're tuning in, and I'll see you again on Monday's uplift. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, Saturday. We'll be doing another guided meditation for you. These are wonderful time outs for you to just take the break, to go within, to know of your oneness, and to just let that peace that is in your heart flow out into your experience and into the experience of those around you. So tomorrow at 1, another edition of the Uplift, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.